I'm embarking on the Winston Churchill Fellowship, Travel Fellowship today, and it's really good. The time is what, 10:23?
Yep.
And we're getting picked up to go to the airport at 12, and then it starts from there.
Well, yeah, we've been staying in this travel lodge here. I'll just show you all the bags we've got all sorted out. Little Teddy, just for Adam, and to share. And we've got all our stuff. There's all the bag there with documents, rucksacks. We just sorted everything out before we get the taxis, Adam said, at 12 o'clock. And then we'll see you again when we're on the taxi. Well, as you can see, we made it. Welcome to California. The man of the moment, yeah, Mr. Stanton Warmby. How are the people? How are they towards you?
They were okay. The person at immigration, he said he couldn't see the damn wheelchair.
Well, yeah, I think he was a little bit embarrassed, to be perfectly honest, because I think where he was sat, I think, you know, he couldn't see you, he could see me, and yeah. I think that the other chap sort of motioned to him that there was a wheelchair there. He didn't understand what the guy was on about because he couldn't see you. And then when he did, he felt a little bit embarrassed, and I think that's why he reacted like he did. Tomorrow, where are we going?
To Universal Studios for the day before we go to New Zealand.
What time is it? Okay, this gentleman's going to take us to Universal Studios. As you can see, he's got an accessible transport.
Yeah, that means
Adam's going to... Nice and steady, Ad. All the way, bro. Very good. Excellent. How you doing, Ad?
I'm doing great, yeah, very hot,
very hot, aren't we? But we're doing all right.
I tell you, we're getting ready.
So, we'll see you in a minute when we come out of this tour.
We've just been getting on everything like so good. We haven't had to wait or do anything.
Sweet mate, now we're going to go on backdraft, baby.
We've just come out of Universal Studios and now we're waiting for our taxi to take us back to our hotel to get our bags, and then we're off to the airport to go to New Zealand. I've had a brilliant day, it's been excellent. Everything's been good and going to plan. And yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Very
excellent.
Love it. It's very, very brilliant.
That is brilliant. Thank you, Yana.
Thank you. Outside our hotel in Auckland, and we got here about what, 6:30, and we can't get into our rooms until 12 or something like that. So we're pretty knackered. And yeah, we've just been looking through the Lonely Planet, trying to find, you know, what else is there.
How did you find the immigration in New Zealand?
They were right, yeah. The lady was very nice, very warming. Once she found out what I was doing, we got stopped by these two.
What did you talk to the lady about?
About my trip. About the Winston Churchill Fellowship, and she sounded very pleased for me and very interested, and she heard of the trust, so that was good. So yeah, I was pretty pleased, and our taxi was waiting for us, so that was a good sign, and very accessible, very comfortable ride.
Pretty cold, isn't it?
Yeah. The weather, as you can see, is winter. It's 10:09 and we're just about to go out to get some phone cards, some breakfast to try. Well, no, we're going to find out where I can...
First of all, you need to try and drive around the room.
Around the room.
He can't get outside the balcony because this table's in it. I mean, I could move it all, but so much moving around already with all the bags and everything, as you can see. So this is the shower. It's very good for me. Unfortunately, it's not as good for Adam. There's a bath there, but without a hoist, he can't get in it. So he's been sort of, we've been managing as best we can.
Doing bed baths.
Yeah, which is fine, but for hair washing and things. Okay, just show you the balcony. I mean, yesterday was really difficult because we couldn't get into the room for about 5 hours because we didn't book it properly. But we weren't to know that you needed to book actually the day before you arriving, even though you can't check in at 2 o'clock, if that makes any sense to you.
I think they've put us just in the most available room where I'm sure I booked a disabled room when I went to the travel agent.
And what are we going to do about that? Are you going to go downstairs and ask, or are you going to just leave it?
I am going to ask actually and say, look, is this room specifically for a disabled person, or is it just a regular room? And if it is just a regular room, I'll ask if I can see a disabled room.
What else are we doing today?
I'm going to get the hoist today, or be even more closer, and to find directions to go to my interviews starting on Monday.
Because we've been a bit stuck with that, the hoist, because I've had to sort of do little transfers with you and stuff, and it's been a bit difficult, but we've managed as best as we can. Lucky I've got muscles.
I've just spoken to the concierge about going to the Carlson School in Epsom, and they've said to me that there's a bus leaves every 15 to 20 minutes down the road from our hotel, and that they're going to sort out the directions from the moment that we get off the bus to the Carlson School, and then have that ready when we come back.
Sweet.
And so when I come back, I'm going to get all the itinerary, take it down with me to the concierge, and ask them, is there any way that they can support us in...
And we'll have to send them an email as well.
...in getting to other places around. And then I'll go up to the internet cafe and confirm the details and the times of me going to the Carlson School.
Just went to Scenic Tours Travel, who do the buses to Rotorua, and we found out that the buses don't have access for wheelchairs. There's about 8 steps up to get in the bus, but the lady said if our wheelchair is like foldable to a point, which Adam's is foldable to a point, we should be able to lift it on and get it underneath where the luggage is. Which is not ideal. We don't particularly want to do that, so Adam's had the idea to go back to the concierge and speak to them and see what they say about getting there. So we're going to go back to the hotel, and we'll see you in a second when we could
find a taxi that would do it for, I don't know, about $100.
Well, we're going to book the transportation to Rotorua. That's meaning that we're going to have to catch a coach from here on Friday, and then get to Rotorua for 3 days, and then...
What's in Rotorua then?
I've heard it's a great tourist attractions.
Yeah. How are you feeling at the moment? Are you feeling relaxed, good?
Yeah, I'm feeling quite relaxed now that we've booked the transportation, and that I've got you know, the details to where to go for the Carlson School, which I'm visiting on Monday.
So we've got the chap Rex, the concierge bloke, helped us find directions to the bus stop. We're going to get the bus to Epsom and then walk to the school from Epsom. How do you think I'm doing at the minute?
Yeah, you're okay. I mean,
I've been a bit stressed out.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, nice. I've been a bit stressed out because not really being in control of what's going on. Because Adam's done a really great job booking the trip and organising it with Hugh at Travel Bag. I was working at the time, so I didn't really have much time to meet with him. We did try to meet once a week, but whenever I go away or whenever I'm travelling, usually in the past, with all my experiences, I've always been in control, as in I've booked it, I've been there when I found out about where I'm going, what time I'm going to be there, what time I'm leaving and things. And this time Adam's done such a great job, but I haven't been involved in that whole process as much as I have been in the past. So
what I've found out around about Auckland in driving in my chair is that it's very, very hilly, and
very hilly,
it does take a toll on your motors. And
lucky you had a service before you came, didn't you?
Yeah, and I mean, you have to be aware of where you can drive and
where you can cross,
because it's very hilly. You might be falling down, and I'm just so pleased that I've got a robust chair. It is still a big job coming to here as a tourist alone, but for a disabled person also from another country. And when I've spoken to people about access issues and that, they have been a bit.
No, I think they've been. Some of them have been helpful, and some of them have been like
shocked.
Yeah, I have to say, when we spoke to the chap yesterday, we spoke to this chap on the street. Well, I spoke to this chap on the street, just like he was like a vendor, and when I spoke to him, I was speaking English to him, and he spoke English. Yet he didn't seem to understand anything I was saying to him. I think he was a little bit shocked that I was with somebody in a wheelchair, which wasn't too
You know,
sure.
I've only seen 2 disabled people out on the street.
Yeah.
But I'm not coming here to look at specifically how many disabled people are on the street.
You're here to look at the services and the resources available.
Tonight we're going to go down to the biggest tourist attraction.
Are we going to go there?
We're going to go and check it out for about an hour. The nightlife on a Friday night is very, very good.
Well, when we went down the Queen Street, didn't we? As you'll see from the earlier on in the video, you probably will see loads of cars.
And I think
racing.
I know I feel very at home here, and it's great at the minute. So
you're loving it.
We're signing off, and John will be loving it by the time we leave here.
I am loving it. I'm loving it. It's just I feel. Well, because even though I know you and I've known you for 2-3 years and I've cared for you in a professional way for the college, now it's different because you're employing me as your personal carer, personal assistant, whatever you want to say. Yet we still are quite friendly. I would consider you, with friends. So it's getting to know each other in a bit more in that capacity, and it's also, like I said, I am working for Adam, so I do feel responsible. To go and sort things out at times, and Adam has been very good as well, sorting other things out. So it's sharing the responsibilities really. Because it's been, I want to add this bit to the part of the video. At no point or at no time has Adam asked me to do any of this. I have offered, and I have put myself at risk when I have transferred Adam. Okay, it's been out of a necessity because we haven't had a hoist, but that's just the way it is. And when you need to do something, you need to do something. So I have taken it upon myself, and I'm fully aware of the risks posed to myself, with health and safety and everything, and to Adam. But Adam, as he said, he's employed me to care for him in this way, so that's how we've managed.
What I hope from this video diary is that, and I hope from my trip is that
limo.
I give a very realism side to travellers.
Disabled
travellers coming to other countries as New Zealand.
I think New Zealand was a very good. New Zealand was a very good choice because obviously they speak English here. Obviously they do have provisions and they do have sort of systems in place to assist disabled people more than, so I think it's probably generalisation, but more than so Spain or perhaps countries like in Africa, perhaps like that, or China, or maybe in other countries like that.
I think this is a very good country to start off with a project.
So you're going to go on and compare it possibly in other countries?
Yes, in other countries. So that's my goal.
I won't be coming on those trips. It's only the second day.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. But it's about giving disabled people and their parents an insight to what
friends as well, carers,
and friends and carers, to what other countries are like for disabled people.
Yeah, we're on the way to the bus, to find the bus stop for tomorrow. And we just thought we'd stop off and take a little bit of the scenery in. You can go diagonal across here, I think. That's where we get the bus tomorrow morning. Yo. Auckland skyline. Well, part of it. Not very good crossing here. Pretty difficult to get Ad across. Should be able to get him across there. Right, this way. This is one of the big famous parks in Auckland. It's called the Domain. Some art there.
I'm gonna push it down a bit. So it's
Yeah, move the camera around a bit so it's taking a bit of scenery. Left and right.
you're driving, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's good.
Take over there.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
What's that hello, Wal?
Hello, Will.
Wally,
Wally,
come here.
Hello.
Come say hello.
Hello.
Wally, come here.
Sweet dog. Hello.
Come and say hello.
Hello.
Say hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, he's sweet.
He's a lovely dog.
He's very excited to be in the park.
Yeah, getting a walk on a Sunday.
Running himself right in.
See you later, guys. Come on in. Thought that dog was going to attack him then. Thought we were going to have a half-eaten Adam.
What?
Thought we were going to get a half-eaten Adam then.
What?
That dog looked hungry. I like Adam on a stick.
The 31st today.
Hey.
Yeah, the 31st, sorry. Today we were going to do loads. You know, I had planned to book the hoist, done it, and talk to go and visit the Carlson School. Well, first, you know, we've booked the hoist, we've got one coming, so that's a bonus, that is a good plan. And then I called the Carlson School, and I did plan to go there at 11 o'clock this morning. So we went off to town to try and catch buses.
About 10, wasn't it?
About 10, yeah. Unfortunately, the bus information that we were given here and was completely wrong.
Basically, we were given 2 bus numbers and we were given a little bit of directions to find the bus stop from the people downstairs, and they have been very, very helpful, and I think they telephoned even Stagecoach to find out. Well, don't know what happened, but we walked down to the bus stop and we waited for the bus, and when the bus came, the number 277, it was accessible to a point. It had a ramp, but the bus driver said he didn't go anywhere near where we needed to go, so we were a little bit confused. So when we came off the bus and waited for the next one, we waited for the next one, and when that bus came, it was the correct bus, but Adam couldn't get on it. There was steps up from the front and steps up from the back. So we had to wait for the next one. The guy said 20 minutes. We waited 45 minutes, and then another bus came, and we asked them. Adam asked them if he could get on there. They said no, but what we can do, we can drop you at the next bus stop where you can get a bus that is accessible. So we had to get on this bus, and when we got on this bus, it was very difficult to get Adam on. A manual wheelchair would have been able to get on there fairly easily, but an electric wheelchair would have found it, well, we did find it very, very difficult. I had to lift Adam's wheelchair. Yes, I had to lift Adam's wheelchair around. You know, I mean, if Adam was by himself, there's no way he could have accessed that bus, because nobody would have been able to lift, nobody would have wanted to lift that wheelchair around for him. Nobody would have been probably big enough to lift the wheelchair around for him. So then we got on this bus and we drove down the road about 10 minutes, got out the bus, waited for the next bus. When the bus came, I got on the bus, the guy could see that I was with a wheelchair user, and he didn't have a low level bus, it didn't have hydraulics on it, it had a huge great big step. So I paid for the tickets before realising that he couldn't get on. When I did pay, went to get Adam on, there was no way getting him on. Okay, hold on 2 seconds. Someone's at the door, this could be the hoist.
Yeah. This could be the hoist coming.
Hey!
Oh, thank you very much.
Brilliant, mate, lovely. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's the baby. Come in, mate.
Would you like
I think we'll put it in the we'll put it in the bathroom for the minute.
Yeah, for a minute.
Yeah,
You do have to plug it straight in to recharge it.
yeah, I'll do that right now.
Thank you very
I'm just
much.
going to make a little video and then
Yeah.
that's grand. Brilliant.
Just one other thing.
Yeah.
Glenn from
Yeah.
Active Rehab gave his number. If you have any problems or you don't know how to work it, just
Yeah.
give them a call and they'll explain everything.
Fantastic.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
No problem, guys.
Thank you then.
All right, thank you.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, now we've got the hoist. That's great. So, this is our
As you
hoist.
can see, this is a hoist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is a hoist, yeah. And this hoist is what we've been waiting for. We're going to be able
I
to...
wonder what make is it, because if it's a Molit, is it a...
No, it's an elf.
Is
And
it
it's
elf?
very similar to the ones you can see the batteries on there. You plug them in, you recharge. That's the safety button.
Isn't it good that it can get in the bathroom?
Oh yeah, it's got great wheels on it. As you can see, it's got very big wheels. Adam can now access the bath now. Fantastic. Health and safety. Both for health and safety, as you can see, that clips over there. Brilliant and brilliant. What a brilliant hoist.
And how much was it?
It was $100. It was $100 to hire for 5 days. So if you look at it, that's like $20 a day.
Yeah.
$20, 24
And
hours.
collection and
$20 here, $20 back.
back. And so,
And we got this guy's card here. This is this is Glenn, and Glenn's been very helpful at Active Rehab Equipment. Very nice chap on the phone, very helpful, as I said. And he's given us also another number to access a hoist in Wellington as well. So anyway, just go back to doing what we were doing before, which is talking about.
so
Yeah.
yes,
Don't worry, we'll edit that out of the tape. Adam's crap driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just going on about the buses, wasn't I? Yeah, and the buses, you know, and by this point we've been 2 hours in the rain, cold, we've been waiting, we'd had all the wrong information, and I will say that I was getting a little bit frustrated and annoyed with the situation. Adam as well.
What I was frustrated that if you have disabled access
Or disabled signs on the buses.
on the bus, as in the seats fold up, which the last bus did, and it looked as it had a ramp. It did look as the last store had a ramp.
Yeah.
It puzzles me why they don't. The bus drivers do not know of any information of disability access within that bus.
Not only that, let's just say it, we were really angry because we wanted to go there, we didn't want to let the people down, and you've got your research to do. And you know, the guy was saying, oh, if you want to go down to Manukau Road, and by that point I just said, listen mate, just can I have my money back? We're going to walk back to the hotel, which is what we did. We walked back, it was freezing cold, raining.
Yeah,
we got in, you know, and
I phoned the school. I
left 2 messages, yeah.
to say that. And what I've been able to do now is book a taxi for tomorrow, which is electric wheelchair accessible one.
But why should you have to pay like $35–40, yeah, one way, and probably get like $80 maybe, or maybe round trip, you know, talking like 40 quid, you know, no less, a bit like, you know, 30 quid. Why should you have to pay that? Why should you? You should just be able to get on a bus. It should be easy as. It should be just easy.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. I mean, these are the struggles that disabled people find in England.
The people that we've encountered at the hotel have been really helpful, have treated Adam with respect. You know, they haven't talked down to him, they haven't patronised him, they've been very helpful. They've spoken to him as a person, which is what he is. But just generally walking through the street, you know, we do get a lot of looks. Maybe I'm just more sensitive to it here. You know, I'm noticing it here more than I would maybe when I'm at work. But here, I really feel that people are like ogling, you know, like ogling you or ogling, whatever the word is. You know, and staring and stuff. I mean, they don't seem to be very aware of disability. They don't seem to realise that, you know, these people living in society, living in the community, and are entitled to equally as much as what they are. It makes me a little bit confused and frustrated, to be perfectly honest.
Since I've been in Auckland, I've only seen 2 disabled people. But when I've been driving in the street alongside John, when we've been walking out, it's only been me. Without being able to use the public transport, we're having to spend vital money on taxis, but the whole point of my project is to see the perceptions of disabilities in New Zealand, how people access things, and if you can't get on and off on a bus in another country, then I would say, well, what's the point in going to that country? How many accessible vehicles for wheelchair users and disabled people is there in Auckland?
In Auckland. Yeah, that's a debatable point. I think about 250, 260, something like that.
Wow, that is.
And can they all take wheelchairs like as mine, or?
Yeah.
They all have the tail lifts and.
Yeah, they've all got tail lifts. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
When I was speaking to a driver who picked us up from the airport, he said it's best to book a taxi from the hours of say 10 till about 1.
Well, that's just confirming what I said, because all the units are used for school travel.
School trips, yeah.
So up till 9 o'clock, it's hopeless trying to get a we call them TMVs, by the way. Total mobility vehicles.
Total mobility vehicles, that's excellent.
TMVs.
TMVs.
And and after 2 o'clock, you're going to be very difficult to get one.
Yeah.
But then it comes right again at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
How late into the evening would one of these vehicles work, or does that depend on the driver?
Well, obviously we are coupled to taxi hours and taxi requirements, because we are taxis.
Yeah.
But independent operators can operate, say, 6 days a week, and on an individual basis you can get one at any time you like, but you'd be pretty hard pressed to get them outside normal working hours.
Yeah.
Because everybody's tied in to the school runs.
Do you find that you get much wheelchair work in late at night, for instance, disabled people?
I don't work late at night, I work 5 days, 6 to 6.
6 to 6. So if somebody was in a wheelchair like Adam's electric and they wanted to go out night clubbing, would that be quite difficult?
Prior arrangement during the day.
You'd have to book it earlier on in the day.
Yeah. There are vehicles on the road, of course.
Yeah.
But I would say you'd be pretty hard pressed to get one after 10 o'clock.
Right.
Unless you'd pre-booked it.
Right, okay.
They've gone home for sleep.
Yeah. So it's a bit difficult if you want to do something spontaneous.
Outside normal hours. Yeah.
Outside normal hours.
It's Tuesday the 1st of August, sorry, and I'm just sitting outside the Castle School, which is a school specifically for cerebral palsy children, and I met with them.
What ages are they from? They're from 4 to 17 is their oldest.
Or something like that. I met with the vice principal, Murray Hurd, and it was very good. My interview went very well, and he showed John and I around the school, and I'm well impressed of their provision for the students at the school.
So what we're going to do now? We're going to wait half an hour, have a little walk around, maybe walk down the road, walk up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
Come this way, Ad. Quality. Yeah. I couldn't run properly though. Adam, do you want to explain what we just did?
I just had my first shower, and it was a bit of a nightmare.
Can you see the bed here? There's no way of getting the wheels under the bed. So that's the first problem. The hoist will tip if we try to get Adam sideways on. As we found when we tried to get him into the bath, the hoist was going to tip. So what we did was we hoisted Adam up. Well, we hoisted you up, didn't we? Then what happened?
And then
got you in here.
Got me into the.
We brought Adam along in the hoist here. I brought him into the bathroom. As you can see again, the bathroom. If I move the hoist out of the way, so we've got so much stuff. It's so difficult to keep. As you can see, there's no way of getting Adam. Obviously, Adam's chair wasn't in here. we just.
So if you see how tight my chair is.
Yeah, it is very. It's minimal. It's about 3 centimeters either side of his chair. You can see just down there. You can see he's very tight to the edges. But anyway, we brought Adam in the hoist, and then you came in. We put the hoist sideways on because there's no way of getting him to put, as you can see. And as you can see, look how far away he would have been hanging from there. Adam would have been hanging that way along. So the hoist, when you try and lower or try and push Adam in the sling into the bath, I'll show you what happens. That happens. The hoist tips. So we scratched that idea, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then what we did, I'll just move the hoist back over here. Then what we did was the door would have been closed. Adam was in the sling, and I lowered him onto a towel into the shower on the floor and rested him up against the wall in the shower here. You probably can't see, it's very dark. In the corner here, there's a corner here, and I rested him on there on a towel. And Adam had a shower, and the shower was great. Yeah, you actually having a shower.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
I don't know. Yeah.
I
had
couldn't
a bit
get
of fun time trying to get my sling back on.
Well, I couldn't get the hoist. I got the hoist into the shower to a point to lower him down, but then to get you out, I couldn't get the hoist back in. It was weird. So I had to bring you out on a towel. I had to bring you out on a towel onto here, didn't I? Onto the floor here. Then I had to get the sling back around you and underneath you. But what was difficult was Adam finds it very difficult to balance.
So I held on to my legs and balanced that way while leaning forward. But all the time, because I haven't got very much fat on me, I've got it's very difficult for me.
Is there any other way, other than what we did, that is the best way to get you in and out of the shower?
If I was having a full shower, no. We could have just washed my hair and then got me out on the bed and then did a body wash. But if everybody wants to have a full shower,
yeah, going 8 days without a full shower, yeah, is not good for you.
It's not good.
And it's not good for your skin, and and your own.
But I mean, like I said, everybody wants to have a shower. They're in a nice hotel.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for me, it's totally different. I can just walk straight in that and walk straight out again. Now, Adam is very good at booking things and very booking disabled stuff anyway. And
I would have thought the travel agents.
Well, the travel agent Hugh, I'm sure he would have asked for a disabled room if this is their idea of a disabled room. Disabled bathroom anyway. They've got a few things to learn perhaps from disabled people, because dragging you out on a towel, well, it sounds horrible, sliding you out is better, isn't it? Onto the floor here where Adam's shoes are, and then hoisting Adam back up into the air and then back to the bed. Again, we had a problem getting you onto the bed a little bit, didn't we? Had to get you onto the corner of the bed. Getting you in and out of your chair is fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
But getting you actually on the bed and off the bed, because as I said, the wheels don't go underneath the bed.
It is very expensive to have adaptations to bathrooms and rooms, but then if you want to come on a normal holiday, and have all these luxuries.
How are you feeling in yourself? I mean, yeah, okay.
I'm knackered because of I don't know.
Holding up
my balance. But
and to be honest, I am shattered as well because it was an experience.
And then you've got to think to yourself, well, now do I really want to go out? Now that I've had that kind of, or now that I've had that kind of confrontation just to get in the shower. Now, do I want to cross roads where their drop curbs aren't very good, or do I want to? These are everything that ambulance people can just do automatically, and it's not because.
Well, they take it for granted. They take it for granted, Adam, because they don't know the difference. I mean, I'm one of them. So yeah, it's a test, but that's what this trip's about. It's also about fun. We don't want to be moaning on the table all the time. We've had a great time as well. That is true, and we met lots of nice people. We've met a couple of arseholes, but there you go. I think that's just the world, isn't it?
I mean, the general public once you know you tell them a story, then they're very warming to you, you know. But like I said, I'm in New Zealand. I'm in the place where I wanted to be.
When or if an effective international force is deployed, will Israel give up control? It says. Meanwhile.
Hello. Just want to say Adam's asleep at the minute. We got here about 2 o'clock today to Wellington, the capital. The landscape's totally different to Auckland. It is a lot hillier. It was a difficult day because we had to. Last night we were in Rotorua in the hotel. Excuse me. And we woke up at. We went to bed at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Adam fell asleep first. I then fell asleep as well about 9:30. Set alarms, so we woke up about 1 a.m. Got up, got ready as much as we could. Went down about 2 after a couple of cups of coffee. I felt really crap because sort of 3 hours sleep was not enough for me before taking on that part of the trip. We then travelled from the hotel with our bags in the pouring rain. Adam as well, big bag on the back of the chair. Me, 2 bags, him a bag on the back and him a bag on the front. Walked all the way to the bus stop. Got there about 2:45 in the morning. We were supposed to be there 15 minutes before we leave at 3:25, but we wanted to get there early to make sure that just in case anything goes wrong. So like we did the other day when we travelled from Auckland, I was able to get Adam on the coach for the first couple of seats, lift him onto the coach, and then back down the stairs. Fantastically, the driver was great. He helped me lift Adam's chair just maybe, I don't know, 6 to 9 inches maybe over a little lip, and then we lifted it in. Didn't even have to fold it down. It was great. So that was fine. Straight to Auckland. Within 3.5 hours we were in Auckland. Had about 15 minutes sleep. We waited for our taxi, which came at 8:30, which was a really nice chat. We weren't sure if we were going to get the taxi. We weren't sure if we were just going to do a runner onto the Airbus, but because we booked the taxi a few days before, and it being a Sunday, we kind of felt bad if the guy had come all that way and come to pick us up, you know. And if there's disabled access stuff that we book, we want to use it as much as possible because we know how much of a limited resource that is. We found that out quite a lot here. So we got the taxi, nice chap, dropped us at the terminal in Auckland, the domestic terminal, where we went straight in, checked in. A fantastic lady from Air New Zealand helped us with the bags, and also I then had to, and also she, I mean, when I checked in, because I'm doing a lot of the checking in, because funnily enough, as you probably all know, when you check in anywhere with a hotel, whether it be an airport, the platforms are chest height. So if Adam was to check in, he'd have to catch their eye, he'd have to get their attention, and then they'd have to come round and check in to him. We then I had to then lift Adam into a spare chair, into a separate chair, manual wheelchair. We then transferred, took Adam up through security into the departure lounge, where I and Adam waited for to board the plane. We then boarded the plane first. I had to then transfer Adam again into an aisle chair, which makes me feel kind of bad, and I know Adam feels really bad about it. But there's nothing else we can do. This is what people must have to do when they go on these kind of holidays. They must have to manually handle people in a totally inappropriate and wrong way. Yeah, so the lady from Air New Zealand was fantastic. She made sure that we were at the right place at the right time, so we waited together. Again, I felt sorry for Adam in a way because he was in a chair that it wasn't his own. He didn't look comfortable in it. He looked just a little bit, tried to make him comfortable. Again, it's to do with pulling and pushing and stuff like that, so it's very difficult to get it right for him, because he's not in his specifically designed equipment to do it in. This trip, more to do with Adam and I backpacking almost, which is what I knew it would be, but I didn't think it would be when it's, what I've been trying to say is that when the pressure's on to get somewhere, when the pressure's on to lift Adam, when the pressure's on to transfer him, make him comfortable, make sure I'm comfortable, because we're two people. This trip has been something that Adam has managed to organise with the help of Hugh in the travel bag, brilliantly. You know, together they've managed to plan and organise this trip, and Adam and I are now finding out that there's gaps in the organisation, but that's we're there to plug those gaps and do what people do when they travel, which is get a taxi here, get a bus there if they can. The other thing is, it makes it more frustrating and more difficult, and often when you can't do what you want to do because of the limitations of the resources. I won't say the limitations of Adam, because, you know, I can enable him to get on anywhere. I know it's not great to lift him, but I can. His chair enables him to be mobile, which is great. So the only thing that's holding us back sometimes is the limitations on resources and the limitations of accessibility for him, because I can walk on and off any bus. I can walk in and out of any shower. I can walk in and out of any room, turn around and walk out again. And anything that may be bad about that room is that I don't particularly like it. I don't have to think about moving around in that room, being able to turn 180 degrees in that room. Is that room going to be private enough for me to make sure that I can go to the toilet in comfort? Having to organise a hoist to come and be dropped off. How does it feel for the person to have the hoist being pulled along the corridor, you know, when everyone knows it's coming to this room? I don't know, maybe that's not a big thing for somebody, I don't know, maybe that isn't, maybe it is for some others. You really do start to think about how, and you really start, I've started to feel how a disabled person might feel when they can't do what they want to do due to things not being available to them. And excuse my French, but it pisses me off a lot. Well, good in a way, because someone's got to moan about it. If people don't moan about things, then things don't ever change. I'm not saying that this video is going to change the world. I'm not saying that this has never been done before, where someone goes around the world, goes even into more inaccessible places like jungles in wheelchairs. I've seen that on television programs where people get together in wheelchairs and they go through the jungle and have to work together, just disabled people. I mean, that is we're in comfort here, we're in luxury, we're in a hotel room, you know, we have the comfort of at least Adam having a bed bath, or Adam washing his hair over the sink, you know, so I'm trying to put it into perspective. But it's different, it's one extreme to the other, but this is still frustrating, this is still disappointing that Adam can't access the tools that he would love to access. And then maybe we can access these tools, but because they're specifically designed for disabled people, they cost more money, because there's this special access you need to get, so you need to have more money. Not every disabled person has a lot of money. Not every disabled person is entitled to or gets donated or given £5,000-6,000 to go on a trip for 4 or 5 weeks across the other side of the world. No, they don't. Some people might just want to go to Weston-super-Mare in a wheelchair. Well, that's not being funny, but that could be equally as difficult for some people. You know, so when we landed, just getting back to it, when we landed, it was difficult because Adam didn't again have his chair. I had to transfer him again to the other chair, out of there into another chair. I mean, all the New Zealand people, they were lovely. You know, they helped. You know, they were friendly. They smiled at us. You know, they were. Oh, where you going? They seemed interested and genuinely interested. And I'm probably being a bit harsh, but they did seem genuinely, you know, interested in what we were doing. I think it was one of the ladies, said to me. She said, "Oh, you're such a good friend, helping him like that. You're great," sort of thing. And I got a bit embarrassed, sort of thing. And I just said, "Oh yeah, thanks a lot, cheers." But I didn't know what to say really. I mean, I could have just said, "Yeah, what are you talking about? Just helping a mate. Does that make me a great person? I don't think so. It makes me a person who sees a person with more need, less able. I am more able, so I can share a bit of my ability with him to make him more able, if that makes any sense." And that's what it's all about. That says 4:20 past 4.
And we're going to relax and sit down and watch some good movies, and I'm going to stay awake.
Adam's going to try and break the 7 o'clock barrier tonight.
Yeah.
This hallway is fantastic. Big hallway. Shame about like the room size right over here, Adam. You can see we're crammed in a little bit around the back here. Adam's going to try and speak to them and see if he can get a bigger room.
Hi, it's 6:30 on Friday the 11th. I've had a successful day. The weather's been great today.
Very sunny.
Very sunny. We were walking to the university today. We walked there, but it was so uphill, and you know, I couldn't find where I should have gone. And so I turned around and came back to the hotel and gave...
Well, it wasn't something that you were planning on doing anyway. It was only something that was mentioned to you to try and do, wasn't it?
Well, I gave them a call, and they're going to send me some information.
When we went to the Office of Disability Issues.
Yeah, we couldn't find
it.
It was so funny because we were right on top of it.
I met a couple of guys from there. They deal with 5 trusts. One of them being the Winston Churchill Trust.
They're going to get in contact with the trust in England and try and combine. That's what the guy said.
Oh right, they also tried to help us out about a tour for the South Island, but we just had to explain that we were sorry, but we unfortunately we've had to cut this trip short.
But they know of a department that can assist people with special things for like transportation. And accommodation.
It would have been good for us to go there, wouldn't it, on the first day?
Straight away, yeah.
It's a shame that they charge nearly 4 times as much for... That's what you can put in the report. That is part of the report. You couldn't do that part of the trip because you didn't have the money, and that's what people have to face, obviously, in wheelchairs. Yes. They have to spend... The guy we were quoted between $600 and $1,000 per day. Per day. You know, that Chris guy who was very helpful at UCAN Tours, which is... UCAN Tours is a travel agent set up by a guy called Chris. Can't remember his second name now. He got
polio.
Travelling in India.
Yeah.
He did quote me. Yeah. He said you guys would need about $7,000 to do this trip properly, to do that tour properly, the 5 or 6 day tour.
And the trip is about interacting with people from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And trying to get a sense of
how they speak to you, and
how they communicate with disabled people, but how welcoming are they? I mean, we went and bought all black shirts, and I was explaining to the guy, and every time I've said that, I've received a fellowship, everybody's been going, wow, that's great. So it must be a big thing over here. But I was speaking to this guy in the shop because the shop was inaccessible for me, and he said that they were just discussing it with the manager a couple of days ago, how they could you know, make sure that their shop was accessible.
Well, yeah, how it came about is that we saw the shop and we went in, and I went in to talk to them, and he said, "Is it just a shirt for you, mate?" And I said, "No, it's for my friend as well. We want to get two. We want to get one each for like a memento." And he said, "Oh right, is that he's got a guy in the wheelchair?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Is it all right if we go and show him?" And he was really helpful.
Yeah, really.
Because you couldn't get in.
Yes.
And then Adam told him what he was doing over here, and he mentioned about accessibility to buses and transport. And then I said, "And shops, mate." Because he can't even get in your shop, and he did seem. No, I didn't do it to embarrass him.
No,
well, a little bit, but I wanted to show exactly what we're doing. What you know? What if you were by yourself and I wasn't able? Would you have been able to? How long would it have taken you to catch their attention for them to come to the shop?
Or would I have enough confidence to?
Exactly. Would you be able to have the power of communication to shout? Maybe you use a communicator and they can't hear it.
But you know, we got some goodies out of it. We got posters and socks. So
oh yeah, they were treated us real nice.
Yeah.
I've earned my money.
Yeah.
But I've also had a great trip because everything Adam's been able to do, you know, with the funding, I've been able to do with him and share with him. You know, the food's been excellent, and this hotel's been great.
Oh yeah, the buffet. Oh yeah, the people at the hotel. The way they've assisted me. You know, I've been going down saying, "Can you book me a taxi? Can you find me out where this address is?" And they've done it. You know,
the hoist there, you can see.
Yeah.
I think we've already had a zoom in.
I think. You know, I think they would be the same in England, but
I think they would. I mean, like you said, you wanted to investigate perceptions of disability, not only, you know, your access to things and how people access things.
How people's attitudes towards.
On the whole, I think they've been bloody good.
Yeah, they have.
People in the street are helping us find our way, which is, if I was by myself, I mean, this is, you know, I'm not saying they have to give extra help because I'm with a guy in a wheelchair, but if I was by myself, I doubt I would get as much help as I've received with you.
No.
Like, you know, looking at a map, people just like, I've had like 3 or 4 people just in Wellington stop. I think the people are more, I'm not being like, this is probably a big generalisation. I haven't met everybody in Wellington and I haven't met everybody in Auckland. My first feelings of it, or my perception of it, is that people in Wellington are seeming a little bit more friendlier. The people on the street.
Than Auckland.
Yeah, on Auckland you get a lot more dodgy looks.
Looking at you and thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and here people look much. I mean, that might just be their ignorance or their lack of awareness of disability. But Auckland's a big city, you know, and so is Wellington's the capital. But I mean, like a lot of, you know, I noticed a lot of the time, and I've noticed this a lot when I walk through town with disabled people. Lots of the ladies will smile at you or smile at like people. Is that because you smile at them first, or do they just smile?
I smile and then they'll smile as well. If you look up, if you go and nod.
Yeah.
And then they'll smile.
Yeah, it's quite interesting really that I mean, when I walk through the street, I don't do that. I don't nod or smile at people because I just think, why do it? But is there any reason why? Is that because you're already thinking they're looking at you anyway? So
no, I just feel that it's good nature. You know, when you pass on, just or if you think they look nice, you go.
Oh right, so you're trying to crack on then? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's like when you're in college, you say good morning to people. You know, when you pass them.
Oh yeah, but that's more of a close-knit environment where you're working with them and knowing them. It's just interesting because it's just that I don't do it, so it's interesting to see why you would do it.
If someone's looking at me, I smile. I'll go.
My idea was that it was because someone's firstly looking at you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's.
And then to ward off. See, that's different. See, if someone was looking at me, I'd take the other end of it and think, why the bloody hell should you looking at me? What, you know, I'm just walking down the road or wheeling down the road. You've got nothing to do with your life. Keep your nose out. So go and take a photo because it lasts longer. That's how I feel. That's my defensive.
I would smile because then it goes to show that that I'm not. Yeah, I'm normal in a kind of way. I think I can say that on tape.
Yeah, you are. Of course you're normal. Bloody right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that as I walk down the street, people don't tend to look at me. Like, I haven't seen anybody else in an electric wheelchair apart from that one chap outside the Sky City Tower in Auckland with his family.
Oh, yes.
That's the only powered wheelchair I've seen. Saw that old boy that you had a race with on his little scooter in Rotorua. That was quite funny.
I definitely could live here. I mean, what I would like to do is when I go back to England, or when I have this meeting with this guy called Brent in the Offices of Disability Issues, is to try and get some information on if you were to move out here, or what was the benefits situation like, and first see if I could actually financially live here.
What if they said no, you couldn't, and what we normally do is put them all in residential homes? Because I haven't seen any of them, I haven't seen many disabled people. But why do you want to leave England so bad?
For me, I think it's because the grass is always greener on the other side.
Don't you think England could benefit from having somebody like you working in a travel agent for disabled people in England?
I want to...
I'm playing devil's advocate, obviously, here.
I want to use the skills that I've learned in England to benefit other people in other countries.
That could do with your help.